On February 18th, 2001, the world lost one of the superstars in NASCAR history. Dale Earnhardt Sr. passed away during an accident at Daytona 500. Here's the story behind Dale Earnhardt and these tragic events. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. Dale Earnhardt hails from where NASCAR is arguably the biggest, North Carolina. Born in 1951, his racing roots go back all the way to his father, who was a successful stock car driver as well, and influenced Dale's passion for racing. Though Dale didn't have success right away, he struggled to find his footing in the lower levels of stock car racing. He even dropped out of high school in 1967 to pursue racing full time, before finally being able to break through into the NASCAR Premier Series. In 1975, after his debut, he continued racing at NASCAR's highest level, the Winston Cup Series, part-time, until 1979, when he was able to secure a full-time slot. But he didn't start with his iconic number 3 car. It wasn't until the 1983 season when Earnhardt joined the Richard Childress racing team, replacing Ricky Rudd when he was given Rudd's number 3, as Rudd replaced Bud Moore's 15. It's hard to imagine Earnhardt driving anything else besides the number 3 car he became famous for. One thing Dale was always known as was his nickname, the Intimidator, which he got in the 1987 season to the part of the Winston All-Star race. During the race, Earnhardt was briefly forced into the infield, but kept control of his car and returned to the track without giving up the lead, showing that nothing could stop him, intimidating all the other racers behind him. One thing just as important as the number 3 is the sponsor. And that really affects the look, how people are perceived. You become connected with that brand, and that brand becomes synonymous. The driver. Dale's longtime brand was Goodrich Services, a tire company which decided to go with an all-black car, their tires. This also helped the intimidation factor of Dale Earnhardt, driving the all-black car, coming up behind you, being known as the Man in Black, besides Johnny Cash, of course. One thing that was always a challenge for Dale Earnhardt was arguably NASCAR's biggest race, the Daytona 500. It wasn't until 1998 when he finally won his very first Daytona 500. But unfortunately, 3 years later, where the tragic event took place. In 2001, Daytona 500, and during one of the last conversations that he may have had talking to his crew chief, asked during the caution, "You have any advice for me coming up?" "No, man, just keep doing what you're doing," and said, "I'll talk to you later." Sadly, that would not. Dale Earnhardt crashed on the last lap of the race. Fortunately, the wreck caused to pass away. The accident occurred in turn 4, the final turn, final lap. He was close to finishing the race. Earnhardt made light contact with Sterling Marlin and slid off course. Earnhardt attempted to regain control and turned back onto the track. He crossed in front of Ken Schrader, hitting Schrader and dragging his car up the track. Earnhardt collided with the retaining wall at a speed of roughly 155 miles an hour, enough to break the right rear assembly of the car. Upon the impact, pins severed, causing the hood to open and thump up against the windshield multiple times. Earnhardt's son, John Hart Jr., was completing the race, but didn't know what was going on. Schrader climbed out of his car and went to go check on Earnhardt. The window net was still up, and he immediately realized that what he was looking at was not. The checkered flag and yellow flag were waved simultaneously. Have you ever seen NASCAR wrecks? Earnhardt's wasn't necessarily egregious, as we've seen cars fly up in the air, flip over and over again. Sometimes you just hit it just right, and just enough G-forces to cause the death. He was officially determined to die of blunt force trauma to his head, as he had a skull fracture from the impact. Since then, NASCAR has taken a huge look at how important safety is in racing. It changed how the head is restrained during the race, hoping to protect and lessen the chance of more injuries, more fatalities. Since this tragic day, there have not been any more fatalities in NASCAR. That doesn't mean something might happen as these cars continue to go faster and faster. But luckily, the improvement in safety is, is seeming to keep up with the increase of speed. After his passing, the Richard Childress Racing Team would retire the black car, being pledged to no longer use the sponsor or the number. Since his passing, his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr., has become another fixture in the eyes of NASCAR, not taking the same mantle as his father, as the Intimidator, but becoming a star in his own right. It's a great reminder of how dangerous some of these sports we watch, especially auto sports, as the speeds they reach are sometimes faster than we've ever gone in our lives. Thank you for listening to today's Daily Sports History. If you enjoyed this story, please tell a friend. Tell them how much you're learning from the show, and come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.